Welcome back to All Things ETH. My name is Aaron, and on this channel we talk about all things Ethereum. We talk about projects, play to earn, NFTs, and price. And today, guys, I want to talk about Axie Infinity in particular because the Ronin chain has been reopened since the huge hack, the $600 million hack that happened back in, gosh, it was a couple months ago, right before the launch of V3 or Origins, the Axie Infinity Origins. And today, guys, let's jump into my screen because I want to show you a couple things. So first of all, we have the Ronin Bridge back open, which is awesome. Do go to bridge.roninchain.com. Don't use any other websites. Be careful out there, guys. There are plenty of scammers trying to get you to connect your MetaMask. When I saw this at first, I was a little bit sketched because I just typed it in because I knew the address, but I wanted to be sure. So if you do go to like the Katana DEX here, go to the this little matrix here of dots, and then go to Ronin Bridge just to be very, very sure that you're going to the right page here. And then if you hit deposit, you can connect your Ronin wallet, or your you want to make sure your Ethereum wallet, your MetaMask, or whatever you're using is connecting to your Ronin wallet. So you go up here, let's choose my Ronin wallet. We'll log in real quick here. Make sure I type this correctly. And then you'll pull your address by copying address up here, and you'll put in that address. You want to select your token. Let's say we want to transfer some ETH. I don't have too much ETH in my my MetaMask at the moment, but we're just going to do the max and hit submit. Now this would cost me some gas, so it'd be above and beyond. I couldn't do the max in Ethereum because obviously it would cost gas as well, but you get the picture there. And it'll confirm in your MetaMask, and then it'll confirm in your Ronin, and then it'll be complete. So that is how you get assets in. Now if you want to get assets out, like many of you probably will after having things locked up for so long, hopefully not too many of you, but it will do basically the opposite here. So you'll have your Ronin wallet that's already connected, and then you'll go into your MetaMask, and then you'll copy your MetaMask wallet by hitting this little copy to clipboard there and paste that in. I always double check, especially using bridges, guys, that the address is complete. So I'll open up my MetaMask again. Copy paste is pretty reliable, but I always check that you know, these first 5 and the last 4 are the same. That should give you a good enough indication that you've got the correct amount there. And then we can, let's say USDC, I've got $100 in USDC available. I could do the max on that. Let's say 100. Actually, I have to approve USDC first, apparently. And that will cost me RON, so I'm not going to do this right now. But you get the picture, guys. That's how that works. It's brand new. It is a new version of the bridge. They've completely rebuilt it, and they've had it audited with 3 independent auditors, and they are satisfied with their audits at this point. And all of the assets are one-to-one backed up thanks to some backers, and like I understand that BNB or Binance was a big backer of the Ronin chain once the hack happened, among other companies, private equity companies. So I do want to look at the pricing of things right now. So over in the price of ETH has come down a little bit off its recent higher highs here. We had some lower lows, higher lows, and we're at another point where we're printing a higher low again. Although personally, guys, I do think we're going to see another drop down since we've kind of come out of this channel now, retested the channel, and are coming back down. I wouldn't be surprised, especially with inflation data coming out tomorrow. The whole market could see another dump. Now the NASDAQ, Dow Jones, and S&P all dumped today again. So we didn't see a terrible dump in the crypto markets. Actually pretty decent for how big the dumps were in the traditional markets. So Maybe with the possible news from Grayscale to convert the GBTC into a Bitcoin ETF, could be with that on the horizon. That could announce tomorrow at the earliest, and approval there would send the price of Bitcoin for sure, and possibly Ethereum as well, and the rest of the market could go for a pretty good run if that is to go through. And then let's look at the Axie prices. So AXS has come down off of highs, actually sold like 20 up here, another 20 up here, and then bought back down here. So that's why I have $100 in USDC currently. I don't, it wasn't a ton of money, but it was enough to make some gains. I hope to either rebuy some more AXS or purchase some more RON. I did sell a bunch of RON, unfortunately, pretty low. I sold it down at this purple line here, and it's gone up quite a bit more. It actually went up another full 10 cents from my sale. So I'm looking to rebuy RON, but I am looking for a dip underneath this 31 cent mark, because I do think this upward trend was due to the news about the Ronin Bridge reopening. I thought we'd see more of a dump, to be honest with you, with the reopening of the Ronin chain, but I did see a lot of people in my feed in particular on Twitter, because I follow a lot of Axie people. There was a lot of RON buying the last couple days, and we'll see what happens here. If the market dumps tomorrow because of economic news, I would expect to see RON dump with it, possibly back to 30 cents, maybe even lower. That would be a pretty significant drop, but we've seen a pretty significant pump here. So let's see, from here to 30 cents would be, yeah, less than 20%. So 15%, I could see 15% drop easily. Not financial advice, guys. Don't you don't have to do what I'm doing at all. In fact, I advise you to make up your own mind on these things. But we've had a 100% pump from the 20 cent mark all the way to 40 cents, and just with that reopening of the news of the reopen of the bridge. So I do think the bridge reopening is going to give a huge pump to the Axie Infinity market, especially with Origins going to be becoming part of the SLP earnings shortly. I do think in July, maybe by the end of July, we'll see that, maybe early August. So Origins or Battles V3 in Axie Infinity will be play to earn shortly. We still are in the off season. Just finished up the last and final season of V2, Battles V2 with SLP rewards. SLP rewards are still going on in the off season on V2, and they will transition that to Origin or Battles V3 hopefully in the next month or a month and a half. So other things I'm looking out for, the price of SLP has been extremely steady. We have gotten as low as, let's see here, we've gotten as low as 31 cents or 0.003 cents, 31 cents, and back up to 0.004. Guys, this is just where things are going to sit, I think, for some time until there's a big pump in the active users on Origin. If we see that, hopefully going to see that at least a double up from here, is my prediction. At least a double up from here when Origin gets SLP rewards. Just because of the hype of that, I think we'll see a pretty significant pump. Now we have seen the price go from 0.004 all the way up to 0.0 almost 7. Not quite a double up, but close there. I would expect to see something pretty significant coming up with Origin. So I'm holding all of my SLP, putting that into the farm with my Ethereum. So I'm farming RON right now with the SLP to wrapped ETH pool, and that gives me currently a 69% APR, which is fantastic. Not quite as good as the 80% APR we're getting over in the AXS staking, and this actually just went down 1% today because I think we're starting to see more people come in to. Now, I did think we'd see a dump on the total staked here because of the Ronin Bridge being reopened, but that has not been the case. And so I will eat my words on that last video I posted about this. I did think we'd see you know, a run up to the news, and then the news would break and the bridge would reopen and we'd see a dump. Well, that hasn't happened, probably because nobody's selling at these low of prices for their assets. So I'm still hodling. I'm playing around with selling some and rebuying at lower prices. I do think with pumps it's a good idea to sell some profit and then rebuy later when it's lower. But you do you. I'm going to be hodling for the most part. My AXS in particular, I've purchased 80 AXS from Ethereum, and I will be continuing to hold that as long as it's you know, as long as I think the project is viable. And I definitely think with any upcoming bull run that we might have in the next couple years, that we could see even higher highs. We saw upwards of $120 per AXS, and at an 80% APR, it just makes sense for me to stake right now. I've got 120 total. Like I said, I purchased 80 and I've earned 40 actually over the last 6 months since staking started back in November of last year. Actually, I think it was October even when we first saw the first staking of AXS. So not financial advice, guys, but I'm sticking with it. This $15 price is 1/10 of where it was earlier, or late last year, I should say, before we saw the bull market end for Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto space. And I do think we could see that again. So a 10x from here would be fantastic. I've currently got 1.8K in USD assets with 120 AXS. I do think this number could be gosh, just to think about that's pretty impressive. So if we wanted 10x from here, $20,000 in, I think my all-in investment on Axie Infinity right now is about $8,000. Now that is including my excess rewards. I've got almost 2,000 still, even with the price dropping 90% on AXS. I have another $715 in the WETH to RepTETH to SLP pool. That again could be a massive change. Right now we're you know, 75% down on the Ethereum price from where I would have put it in, you know, or at least the high end of where things were back in November of last year. And then of course the SLP price, though I'm not as bullish on that with the amount of minting. I do see the burn mechanisms coming into play with Origin or Battle v3 coming up in the next month to 2 months, being a factor in the SLP price. But I don't see it to be in a place where we're going to see, you know, 7 cents again like we did or above. I mean, when I first started back in August of 2021, I think SLP was like at 11 cents per, and you could make, you know, easily, people were making, you know, $15, $20 a day just playing Axie Infinity, but it was, you know, costs $300 to buy a single Axie back then, and now I haven't even looked at this in a long time. I don't even want to see what the floor prices are, guys, because gosh, the floor prices are so low. $4 now for a floor price. Ugh, that's brutal. So I have between all of my scholars and myself, I've got over 100 Axies, and that's probably the biggest portion of my assets. As far as what I spent to buy all those, was rivals what I spent on my AXS. So between the 80 AXS that I bought and the 100 Axies I bought, I did breed a good amount, maybe 10 or more of those Axies. So they only cost me SLP and 1 AXS per, instead of actually buying them with Ethereum. But you know, I'd really love to see, obviously like to see Axie prices go back up. We'll see what happens there. I'm bullish on the NFTs as Origin gets more popularity, but we will see what happens, guys. Origin's super fun to play. I do recommend you know, setting up your own account on the Ronin chain, buying yourself some really cheap NFTs in the marketplace here, and then going and playing, guys. You actually get 3 free Axies when you start playing Origins, so you can play without purchasing anything right now, which is fantastic, at least getting started. And then you won't make any SLP rewards in Origin, but once they switch that over, you will be able to, even with the free ones from what I understand. So so definitely check that out, and I'll link that below for sure at the end of this video. And my outlook for the next week or so, I don't think we're going to rise above, unless we see the GBTC Grayscale Bitcoin Trust go into be converted into a spot ETF. If we get news of that tomorrow, we could see a massive spike, maybe a 10% on Bitcoin. I mean, that would be huge, guys. I don't know the last time we saw a 10% in a day. I mean, this right here is a 1-dayer, and that's 16%. So I think that's totally doable. If we saw GBTC and we were on the bottom-ish edge of the price versus whale money flow and the trend exhaustion from Trade Confident, guys, these are the indicators I use on all my trades. And if we saw 16% from here, where would that put us? 16% would be 23,400. I could easily see that tomorrow if the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust was approved by the FTC. Or the SEC, I think, would be actually the correct approval the organization. But then what could Ethereum do if we saw the Grayscale Trust? I mean, they could announce both of them going to be the ETH one as well, becoming a that would be maybe a little bit more wishful thinking on my part. We could easily see 1350 tomorrow. By the end of the day tomorrow, if that ETF is approved. It could be even more, guys. We could see up to $1,400 Ethereum, which to me would be a little bit unfortunate because I do have 2 wrapped ETH, the Steth or Lido staked ETH in Ribbon Finance, and the strike price for this week is at 1350, as you can see here. And if you've been following my journey along with Ribbon, I've been gaining pretty decently. I'm up 6.6% over the last really about 2 or 3 months only. So up that much in just 3 months, and that was really with only 1 ETH staked. I just put in the second ETH over the last week before. So 2 weeks in now. It'll be 2 weeks on Thursday that'll be in the platform, and I've only made rewards on that once. So basically 6% was made with a single ETH over 3 months in Ribbon Finance. So give that a look, guys. There is a significant risk of you know, if the strike price ends up below the actual price on Thursday, or rather Friday morning, bright and early in the morning. It's on a European I think it's UTC is what they use for the timestamp on the options contracts expiring. So first thing Friday morning, if the strike price is below the current price, you will incur a loss. However, you can't scoff at 6% in an options contract, where this is a financial instrument that's used by all the major trading organizations. This is not wishful thinking on an algorithmic stablecoin put you know, some of these projects to the USDT in particular, or UST rather. Sorry, was what died. Just a couple of, gosh, that was only a month ago. It feels like forever ago because things have. Celsius has changed as well over the last couple weeks. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to the Axie Infinity team for reopening the bridge and getting that secured with all the audits they have done. This is not financial advice, guys, but I just want to show you what's going on, what I'm doing, and educate you on all things Ethereum and what you can do with your ERC20 tokens in the Ronin network now, as well as on the Ethereum chain. And with that, guys, thank you so much for watching. God bless.